This is a 2026 Chevy Silverado 3500 LTZ long bed. And I'm not sure if you guys know, GM has a package for everybody with this Silverado HD, and I'm going to show it to you guys here in a second. I borrowed this truck from Garff Chevrolet here in American Fork. This truck is available for sale. Be sure to ask for Caden. Let's go ahead and check out the window sticker so you guys see some of the options and features on this build. At the very top is the description and the colors. Short listing of the standard equipment. Be sure to pause so you can see more. And then base price comes in at $64,700. Starting off the options is the diesel, and then you guys see there Z71 off-road and protection package. They have a package for everybody. So if you want the floor liners with your Z71 off-road, they give that to you, and it gives you 20-inch wheels with all-terrain tires with that package. LTZ convenience package is $18.15. Technology package gives you the rear camera mirror and heads-up display. Safety package, gooseneck and fifth wheel package. LTZ convenience package number 2. Sunroof, dark essentials. This one is loaded, and it has the 3-year Sirius XM. Now, destination comes in at $27.95 for a total price of $87,689. Chevy Silverado HDs have a lot of packages. They have Z71, and as you guys saw, the protection package. You also can get a sport chrome package, which will paint the bumpers and give you the chrome still. Obviously, you guys know you have the Trail Boss, and I think there's another package. I think it's like a blackout package. I want to say it's new for 2026. So if I find one, I'll let you guys obviously see it, but I've been having a hard time finding that truck. You guys see this does have the front parking sensors, which was an option. Also 360 camera, but premium lights do come standard on LTZ. A lot of chrome on the front end. I know some of you guys still like the chrome, and you guys see the sequential turn signals. Also functional hood scoop. And overall, the bold design on the Silverado HDs for 24 plus trucks is killer. I think it's probably one of the best looking, toughest trucks in the market today. And most of you guys know you do have this independent front suspension. Be sure to check out McGaughy's if you want to do a lift kit. They do have a 4-inch kit for these trucks. Highly recommend it. Just added it to my truck, and man, it's a huge game changer for just overall performance. Now, this one does have the fabric liner in the wheel well here. You guys see the Rancho shocks, and then here's a quick peek at the tires, which are the Goodyear Wrangler Trail Runner ATs. It's going to be an LT 275/65/20, which is 34.1 inches tall, 10.8 inches in width. This is the same tire size that Ford uses. Ram uses like a 33.5 tall tire. I think it's like 11.2 inches wide. 3 peak rated. I like these tires. They're quiet, and I would say they have pretty good traction even in light snow. They have 3,750 pounds of capacity at 80 psi code. And what do you guys think about the wheel? I think it looks great. You have your engine block heater plug right there. And when was the last time I filmed a long bed truck? I want you guys to know, I try to get a good mix of everything. It's really hard to find long bed. So hard. And that's kind of why I did this video today. You guys see how the blackout for the badging, it was an option. And you guys see what's missing right here in the comment section. What's missing right here? I had the lights on the front mirrors. You have the turn signals there. These lights for reverse. Blind spot alert. These are power folding and power tow mode. Smart key system for the front doors. No running board, so when you see the payload capacity, just keep that in mind. Although running boards are probably not much more than 100 pounds, depending on which ones you choose. I would say too that GM has a good looking truck and long bed. Love the styling of it. 36-gallon fuel tank, 7-gallon DEF. You have your steps built in on the side and on that bumper. And here's a quick peek at the leaf pack. You have 5 leaves in that main, and then 2 overloads. You have that wax coating on the frame, and then this one does have the fabric liner. If you get an LT, that is an option. Full LED tail lights, more chrome, more parking sensors back here. I think these come standard. However, if you don't get, but just do some research. I think the rear ones do come standard. Then you have the camera provisions, 7-pin, light, more cameras, class 5 hitch, and this is a power tailgate. Let's go ahead and step inside this big old bed. Now, you guys do know that whenever you get a standard bed truck, they do put the fifth wheel prep package behind the axle. They do not do that for the long bed truck. So it's pretty much over the axle on this one. You see the bed lights down there. You have a 4 and 7 pin for your trailer. Also 400 watts of power. Be sure to check out my Juggernaut promo code if you want a better solution for tying things down in the bed. And this glass, I believe, is an option, as you guys saw on the window sticker for LTZ. You have defrost there. You have 2 cameras, one for the rear view mirror, and then this is bed view. Only thing missing on the roof is the clearance lights, but sunroof is there. Let's check out underneath the truck. 342 with an automatic locker, 12-inch ring gear, Rancho shocks, and you can see them a little bit better. And then here's that spare tire. It's a Michelin tire with a Steely, and I respect that. They give you a good tire, which I like. Now, if you want to put this back up, as I said, power. And when you get that blackout, you do get that decal for the Chevrolet. As I said, it's a good looking truck, guys. Oof. GM is probably the one manufacturer that does not like change. And you can really see that, because when they introduced the Duramax diesel, it had a 6.6 liter displacement. To this day, it has a 6.6 liter displacement. Now, something that's really interesting, Ram's had the 5.9 and 6.7. Ford has had what? The 7.1, the 7.3, the 6.4, the 6-point-blow, the 6.7, which they now have currently. So yes, they like to stay the same. Now, one thing I like about this engine is they did used to use a CP4. They were one of the first ones to use it, and then they got away from it. So now they have a more reliable fuel system. You don't hear any issues with this Denso fuel pump. No issues whatsoever, and I like that. Also, 470 horsepower and 975 pound-feet of torque may not seem like much, but when you see these lined up with the competitors, they just tend to hold their own. They just do. And I think it's because GM can use this power a lot better than their competitors. I mean, it's just clear. Now, last thing to note is this is the only diesel in this segment that does still use a 15W40 oil. It's the only one. The other two use a 10W30. Now, you can use the 5W40 in all three, but regardless of it, I like the Duramax diesel. I think they've done a good job overall with this platform. So let's go and check out the interior. I've done quite a bit of videos on LTZ, so we won't spend too much time on the interior, but I want to highlight a few things, as I always do. So that's the tow mode right there. That is power forward. You guys see the seat memories. 9-speaker Bose is an option, and I highly recommend it because the standard one is not good. 10-way driver's seat. You also have 3 drive modes. Auto, full drive, the only HD Super Duty truck that has that. Here's all your lighting. Heads-up display can be controlled right there. And the refresh interior, it hits hard, guys. It really does. Probably one of the best interiors in this segment for the price. Seat back pockets, more storage right here, and 60/40 bench. You guys see the perforated leather, right? Outboard heated seats, air vents, USBs. Let's jump over to the passenger side. 10-way seat on this side. Ford don't have that, even if you get that $110,000 Platinum Plus package. A little bit of perforated leather, all soft touch, a little bit of storage behind that screen. Now, in case you want to use this truck for a bed camper, they locked this compartment here. So here's a part of the video I haven't shown ever. You have to pull the key out of the key fob here. That way you can unlock it. And voila, that's nice. Haven't done that on camera before. So this is your block heater plug for the front. This is the reducer for that 2.5. Goes down to a 2-inch. And right here, this truck has 3,115 pounds of capacity for a bed camper. It's nice, not too bad. So I'll show you the payload here in a second, but I figured a lot of you guys have been emailing me about that sticker because I show it. So I have to keep showing it now because you guys are looking to do more research on your truck, want to see that more on trucks. That's why I did this video specifically on a long bed. But yeah, dual climate control, heated ventilated seats, a little bit of storage there. Armrest has some perfect leather in the center there. Wireless charger. You can see your power plug, 2 USBs. They do illuminate this center storage area too. Let's jump back over to the driver's seat. You have a 12-inch screen, 13.4. And most of you guys know they have the best because you can disable that 360 very easily. Here's your bed view, very clear screen for that as well. And even off to the side there, you can see too. Exhaust brake. This is your lane keep assist alert. Parking sensors can be disabled. You can drop and raise that tailgate, caution lights, traction control, and then downhill assist. Now, on this screen here, I'm pretty sure we're going to see some updates in the future, but there's not a lot of temperatures. The only actual temperature that you can see is the transmission temp. And I'm not talking about the gauges. I know that it has analog gauges. I'm not talking about that. I want to see an actual number, like just like for your tire pressure. Imagine if your tire pressure just said green or just said okay, right? You want to see the PSI. That way you can have the tires pretty close. But yeah, on this truck, they don't show you a lot of information. I would like to see them change that in the future. A lot of nice maintenance items that you can see. These exhaust fluids right there, and then blank screen. Now on the roof, you guys can tell it does have a different color compared to the rest of the interior, but it does match the stitching. HomeLink, you can control that sunroof to up here. You can slide that rear glass. This is that 4K rearview mirror. And this is now working, so I had to wait for this to load up here. It's taking a little bit of time. Now under settings, there's a lot of nice features here. I would recommend if you do buy one of these trucks, spend some time going through this. You can turn off that rear seat reminder. You can do the buckle to drive, climate and air quality. So if you live in the colder climates and you want your truck to heat up a little bit quicker when you remote start it, you can turn that on, and that way it will high idle for you automatically. Under comfort and convenience, you can turn off the chimes, or you can well, they don't let you turn it off, but you can actually make them a little bit quieter if you like, or louder. Reverse tilt mirror, you can set that up. Remote mirror folding, rain sensing wipers can all be set up through here. And then let's go to your remote lock and unlock and start. So in here, you guys see you can set up your ventilated seats, your heated seats, and then you have remote window operation. So let's go ahead and check that out, and then I'll show you guys the Payload next. So you guys see it does have the power fold mirrors. If you unlock and hold down the button, it will put all the windows down for you too. Now you cannot put them back up, and I wish that was an option, because in a lot of cases you might just want to air out your truck before you get in there, and it would be nice to be able to put the windows back up if you decide you're not going to drive. Now here are the numbers on the door. Gross axle weight rating out front's going to be 6,000 pounds. So you get that automatically on long bed. Now the rear is 7,250 pounds. Gross vehicle weight rating is 12,250. So that did go up by 150 pounds. Okay. And then all in payload, you guys see that? 3,865 pounds. Pretty good. 20,000 pound conventional towing, 21,490 pounds for gooseneck, and curb weight is 8385, 30,000 pound gross combined weight rating. And then here is the tire pressure. So 60 out front, 80 in the rear. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Be sure to subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so yet. Make sure your notifications are on. See you guys soon.